Hello and welcome. My name is Brandon Smith, and today we're going to discuss the key reference points in catching a fly ball. Now, we're in the outfield because that's where a lot of fly balls are hit. However, the same techniques that we use in the outfield to catch a fly ball can be used in the infield. By knowing and applying these key reference points to your game or coaching, you'll be able to take your game or coaching to the next level. The first key reference point that I want to talk to you about in catching a fly ball is what we're going to identify as the break on the ball. And what I mean by a break on the ball is which way my body, which way my feet are going to take me. Most of the time when we break on the ball, we want that first step to be back. The reason I would rather go back for my first couple steps is so that I can get a better read to know exactly where the ball is and knowing whether it's going to be in front of me or whether it's to me or whether it's behind me. This backward step, this drop step, this break that we're talking about gives me as an outfielder a margin of error. That way it gives me time to judge the ball. What often happens is an outfielder will see the ball hit and their first step is in, and then they realize that the ball is actually over their head, and trying to recover and then go back on the ball is much more difficult in that situation of moving in first and then back. So what we want to do, the best way to do this, is to make our first step to be back. And now as we read the ball, if it's behind us, we can go get it. Or if we go back on the ball and we see the ball's in front of us, then we move much faster in on the ball than we would going back. So that's going to be our first key reference point, is the direction of our break. We know that our first step is going to be back on the majority of fly balls. What I want to talk to you about now is our drop step. As soon as the ball is hit, if it's hit over my left shoulder, my drop step is going to be with my left foot. I'm going to go from my ready position in the outfield, which is the same as what we get in the infield. All right, so I'm from my ready position, and then I'm going to drop step with my left foot when the ball is hit over my left shoulder or to my left side. Now the same is true on the ball to the right. Rather than stepping with my left foot, I'm going to open up with my right foot. So whichever side of my body the ball is hit to, that's going to be the step that I'm going to use, or the foot that I'm going to use to make this drop step. Again, over my left shoulder, I'm going to drop step with my left foot and go get the ball. And on balls hit over my right shoulder, I'm going to drop step with my right foot and go get the ball. Now that we've gotten to the ball, I want to discuss to you this next reference point of where the hands are going to be as we catch the ball. It's much easier to catch the ball above my line of sight. I want to have the ball above my eyes when I catch it. So when I give my hands up to catch the ball, my glove is above my eyes. You'll see players from time to time catch the ball below their eyes, but as the ball passes through this line of sight, it's much more difficult to keep their eye on the ball as it goes into the glove. By maintaining this line of sight above my eyes, then I can watch the ball all the way into the glove. Another thing about having the glove up above your eyes, we want to point out that if you can get it to the right or your throwing shoulder side, that's going to make it much easier in taking the ball out to make a throw. So we want to keep it above our line of sight so we can see the ball into the glove, and we want to try to get in a position where the glove is on our throwing shoulder side to make it easier for when we've got to throw the ball into the infield quickly. Now that we've talked about the right way on how to go back on a ball hit to our right or a ball hit to our left, let me show you one of the common errors that you'll see in fielding or catching a fly ball. Oftentimes when the ball is hit over the player's head, they will start backpedaling. And what happens when the player starts backpedaling, number one, it's much slower. And number two, it's much easier for that player to lose his balance and fall down as he's trying to catch the ball. So rather than doing it the proper way, where we do a drop step, a common error is the back pedal straight back, which is slower and which is, quite honestly, more dangerous than to turn and go get the ball. Let me have Joseph come in and demonstrate the wrong way.
Ready? Just throw it way over his head. Go.
Now in this example, you'll notice that Joseph's backpedaling and caused him to fall down. Now again, when we're going back on a ball, it's better to turn and run like a wide receiver would in football to go get the baseball rather than backpedaling.